This is episode 5, identifying word classes. In the last video, we identified what the word classes were. These were noun, verb, auxiliary verb and lexical verb, adjective, adverb, determiner, pronoun, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Now, many of you probably learnt at school that a noun is a person, place, or thing, a verb is a doing word, and an adjective is a describing word. And these descriptions are not wrong, but they are basic semantic descriptions, and sometimes these meanings can be a little bit ambiguous, so it can get difficult to define what word class a word belongs to based on just this information. So, in addition to its semantic category, we can also look at how a word behaves morphologically and syntactically. So we can understand this in terms of the word love. We can use this word love in the following two sentences. She loves croissants. She has a great love of French pastry. So which word class does love belong? Is love a thing, which would be a noun according to its semantic category? Is love a doing word? Well, that would be a verb according to its semantic category. And I think, well, yes, to both. It's both a noun and a doing word. But how do we know when love is a noun and when love is a verb? Well, that's when we need to look at how they are behaving morphologically and syntactically to give us more detailed insight. For example, in the first sentence, loves has an S because it is matching the subject, she. I love, you love, she loves. Verbs do that. So therefore, the morphological feature of a verb is the S. And this is how we look at its morphological features to help us determine whether something is acting as a verb or a noun. Now, in the second sentence, loves comes after a great love. Now, this is a syntactic feature of a noun. And this is how we help us determine whether something is a noun or a verb based on its syntactic features. So to determine whether love is acting as a verb or a noun in these sentences, we look at three aspects: the semantic, the meaning of the class of word, the morphology, how the word can change in the word itself, and the syntactic behaviour, that is how the word fits in with other words around it. So for each word class we are about to explore, we will need to determine its semantic features, we will look at its morphological features, and we will discuss its syntactic behaviour. Before we jump into that, however, there's just one more thing that we need to understand, and then we'll be ready. And that is when it comes to determining the morphological features of each word class. Now, when we're looking at morphology, there are two types of morphology that we can look at. We can look at its inflectional morphology, and we can look at its derivational morphology. So in the next video, we're going to just understand what the difference is between inflectional morphology and derivational morphology. So until then, thanks for watching the Language Code